Hi, it's week 10 of my video diary for the Shrink Yourself programme. Getting near the end now. Um, it's an interesting stage, I think, in this programme because the theme of really embracing the changes that this programme has been helping me make in my life and consolidating them is very sort of present in my mind. I did some work at the beginning of the week sorting out my wardrobe and drawers, decluttering, getting rid of larger sized clothes that I hope never to fit me again, put them in bags ready for the local charity shop. And then overnight, the next day, I walked past them thinking, yes, I must take them, and suddenly found myself pulling various items of clothing out of the bags, thinking, oh no, perhaps I'm not quite ready to get rid of this yet, and what if that or that, And I just had to stop and think, what is this reluctance all about? Does it relate to a reluctance to shed myself fully of this fat, this weight that's been distressing me for so many years? And I was surprised, actually, having felt really positive about the sort out and thinking, yes, I'm going to really confront how these changes will affect me in my life and be really positive and forward thinking about it all. I suddenly found myself in a bit of a panic about what this change would mean to me and what I might then feel a bit exposed to, or so I did a list anyway. I sat and had a good think about what those areas were, what my areas of concern were, and then broke them down so that I was sure that the ways that I was thinking was realistic, so that I wasn't doing any catastrophe predicting. So I'm not saying something ridiculous like if I lose weight, then I'll look, 70 years old because all of my weight that's filling out the wrinkles will, will have gone. And who cares anyway if I do look 70, because I don't really want to be judged on how I look anyway, but it's a part of life, and I suppose I want to feel that I'll look better, but I genuinely don't know how I'll look because I've never been. I've only ever been about sort of half a stone slimmer in my adult life than I am now, and I have no idea what I'll look like without this fat suit on. So that feels really weird, but I guess it's not going to happen overnight. That's the other thing I keep saying to myself. So all these kind of extreme concerns and worries, I have been trying to take a more measured style of thinking. But I hadn't realised that I was quite so attached to being overweight. The programme mentions something about the fat being familiar, and that failure feels familiar too. It perhaps feels, because of certainly for me, the amount of diets that I've been on, lost the weight and put it back on again. This is an anxiety provoking time anyway, because ordinarily, I suppose a bit of complacency might start kicking in, or if I'm getting lots of compliments, I might start feeling good about myself, and then there's a horrible inner critic that starts saying, well, who are you to feel so good about yourself, and you can stop that, young lady. And it's, all stuff that needs working through, and I'm aware of it, and that is useful. And just dealing, creating useful responses to that style of thinking, and to ensure that I move forward, and fully embrace this change. Because it's funny, that sort of whole how focused I've been over the last 10 weeks generally, and how much progress I felt I've made, and I don't want to lose momentum. I don't want to lose anything of what I've learnt on this course. It's it's so valuable, and it speaks to an inner wisdom that I've always felt resonates. Every week I thought, yes, that makes sense, and I can really value that. But it's funny, the conflict that comes about at the point of significant change and what that all means. So I'm determined to be sort of more courageous and to face those challenges, but while also bearing in mind that it's a real journey, it's a real learning journey to do that. So lots of work still to do. I'm still really in the thick of thinking about what it means to me to be overweight. And because I've not been slimmer for any of my adult life, I don't then have the comparison of what it felt like as an adult to be slimmer. So I'm wildly using as much imagination as I can to envisage myself shedding this weight and emerging much thinner and fitter and healthier and happier and all of those things. Because I know that if I don't, then I'm not fully completing this course, and this is a crucial point. Just as crucial as the point at which you decide to do something about emotional eating. It's the very almost a cyclical thing. It's do I go back to, if I always do what I've always done, I'll always get what I've always got. That saying, about breaking the cycle, I guess. And that's what this programme is all about. But lots and lots to think about for me, and some work to do, some challenges ahead, I'm sure. And just hope that I can stay positive and focused and really, really stick with all the learning and not enter any realms of self-sabotage. I haven't as such this week, relationship with food has continued to be fairly controlled, although I haven't been too well either, so I've not been able to face much of my food. So I think that has also played a part in my thinking, because of course, if we're not well, then it's harder to think clearly and it's harder to be positive maybe sometimes. So I'm going to be gentle. That's what I learnt from some very wise people in the forum on the Shrink Yourself community. So yeah, it's a time at the moment for me to be gentle with myself, and I look forward to next week.